All right, welcome to Podcast Idea episode 16. Today I'm here with...
Wait a minute, guys. While editing this video, I just realized that some of the audio tracks were lost, so I'm gonna have to dub over some of the stuff that we talked about. Anyways, enjoy the episode.
Today I'm here with Boldi.
And David.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And today we're going to be talking a little bit about Boldi, their relationship, and how they started their own business. So, okay, let's start with Boldi. Boldi, present yourself. Who are you?
So obviously my name is Boldi. I'm a junior in high school, which would put me in my second year, and I study science. I am 17 years old, and I'm David's partner, business
Okay.
Ha 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 ha.
partner. Anything else you need to know?
Okay. Not that formal, but I mean, what do you work with? What? Because you said you were working, you couldn't come before.
Oh,
What's that?
so,
You have two jobs, right?
Yeah, I mean one job now because the other
Okay.
one was really boring, so I quit that one.
Okay.
But I work as a waiter in a part time, so I work during the weekends.
Right.
So it's basically like an additional income.
Cool. Cool.
But well, I need to manage both studying and work at the same time, and I'm glad I can be here finally.
Okay. And you guys are not studying in the same class?
No,
right?
we go to different schools.
Okay. Let's just start off from the top. How'd you guys get to business?
Well,
David?
it was
wanna start?
actually
Yeah, dude. So it was actually Boldi, and yeah, he was actually just yeah, man, yeah, haha.
he told me, I was like, "Yo, dude, I'm watching these YouTube videos. They're actually pretty cool." It's like I want
Okay.
to start my own business. So I was like, "Okay, cool." And then I was like thinking about it. It's like, yo, that's actually pretty cool. You know, I think you could learn a lot. And then I was like, "Yo, dude, wanna like do something together, or can I join in?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then that's where it started. That's where we started our own business.
So at the time when I told you about this, I was actually already like trying out the waters.
Yeah,
I
he
was,
was.
like,
He was pretty
building a
much. You were.
Yeah, I was already looking
you
into
were
Shopify,
already starting it
and
up.
stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, but
Yeah.
it was cool. Yeah,
Cool,
yeah.
man.
And
Do
stuff.
that- No. Thing is,
Oh, okay. Guys, explain a little bit. So, how did that come about?
So as I was saying, I was just watching these videos on YouTube, guys talking about how to make money online. All these big shot explaining that they make thousands and thousands of dollars every month, and I guess I was hooked on the idea. So I started doing a little bit of my own research, mostly from YouTube videos and stuff like that. It was kind of really basic at the time.
Sure.
So, and then I just started out, I signed up for Shopify and stuff like that, just started importing a couple of stuff. I had no idea what I was doing really. And then I talked to David, and we started discussing like ideas we could make.
Yeah, so like the type of product, and yeah, so David, yeah.
What's it called? Skatteverket, here in Sweden, the place you pay your taxes to.
Right.
And I was standing in line for like 30 minutes.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of people there on the morning in opening hours. But I eventually got in, and I asked like a couple of questions, how I can start my own business and stuff like that.
Okay.
And they advised me to go to this start your own business day, they call it. So I actually signed up for that, and I skipped school, and there were
Nice.
a lot of seminars there. So basically it was an entire day just listening to people talking about the what's it called?
They're startups.
Yeah, exactly, for startups, like all the regulations and stuff like that.
I remember because first you were telling me.
Yeah, you were telling me how the stuff works, and how we yeah, haha, yeah, very cool.
I was like, okay, cool, you know. And then I started doing my research as well. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I was thinking, it's like, yo, Boldi, isn't that like it's like kind of weird the place to start because there's a lot of competition, you know?
Exactly. It's a
like
very
how,
saturated business.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, how are you gonna get your like idea out or your products out there? And I was like, yeah, we're like researching or thinking, and then I was like, yo, Boldi, want to start like a business, you and me, and that's where it eventually started.
Okay.
So I actually just a fun story.
All right, go.
When I was doing this phone case thing, I actually even went ahead and bought a domain just without thinking.
Really?
I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna slap it
What
on.
was it
Okay,
called?
so you-
It was like King
No,
something.
I
What's
think I
the
called
name?
it the Phone Palace.
Yeah, Phone Palace.
Phone Palace.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Or yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so my custom engravings. Why engravings? How'd you get that?
I mean, we were thinking.
I'll let David take this one because
So I was-
I was looking into what products to sell, and I didn't want a store that was just like AliExpress, and it wasn't full of the different products like products that you always see.
For example,
Okay.
phone cases, accessories. It's like, I mean, you go to AliExpress, you know, or eBay, or even just like the local shop, and it's already pretty cheap, you know. So I was like, phone, you know, chargers and stuff. They like they'd rather buy it in the local shop than order from China, which takes like 40 days or something, you know. So I was like, okay, we need to be a little bit more specific. And I saw this video where they actually mentioned that if you like evoke emotions, customers' emotions, right, then that's where it actually sticks, and those are the good products, right? Because phone cables and like accessories, they don't really evoke emotions. But for example, all these like Valentine's things, you know, it's like it's kind of special, right? Because it's personal. So that's when I started thinking about personal stuff, and that's where the idea engraving came from.
Did you find an engraving, or you
No,
already,
I was
you
actually-
thought about engravings, or
No, yeah, it was
how'd that
actually
work?
engraving.
So I was actually already thinking about engravings. So I looked for it in some websites, and I saw that I could drop ship it, and I thought it was a good idea because it could show emotion, it could tell a message, and people could customize it, and yeah, it seemed like a good idea to drop ship this product.
exactly. And as you
Okay.
said, like we were supposed to make it personal because many people, not many people, everyone who is buying something. Okay, not everyone. This is very general, but most people who buy something, they buy based on emotions.
Sure.
That was what
exactly.
we're trying to achieve, like evoke an emotion, which they can then convert in our store and buy our products.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so a focus on emotion was better. And you guys, just like me, you guys did drop shipping in the beginning. So
Exactly.
why and how'd you get into it?
I think it originally started.
With us watching some videos. Yeah, that seems right. Yeah.
And yeah, that's where it started off, I guess.
I mean, for youngsters like us, dropshipping is kind of the easiest business model to go
Yeah,
with. You don't need
it's-
to have inventory, keep stock.
Yeah, it's actually
Oh,
basically
okay.
ship out on demand.
So, just for a reminder, what is drop shipping? Maybe you guys can explain that for me. Again, I know what it is, but just for everybody else.
I mean, you basically sell from the manufacturer, right, directly to the customer.
so
So,
I mean,
for
most
example,
of the times, yeah,
what?
most of the
Yeah,
times.
most of the times. But that's like the principle, to get it as cheap as possible from the manufacturer, and then they have a very low profit margin, right? And then that's how we can sell it to the customer. So we just basically ship it out from the manufacturer to the customer and skip out the middleman or the middle shops, I guess. And that's how we make our money.
I mean, the thing with dropshipping is that we become the middlemen. We're the
exactly,
people
exactly.
Connecting these factories with the customers. So, and by dropshipping products, whatever it can be, the one who does it, they're the ones who become the middleman.
Yeah, we
And
get paid pretty much for
essentially they
promoting
keep-
the
yeah, exactly.
products, right?
They can mark their own prices, and they just keep the money that is made between.
okay, because I don't know if you guys reached some sort of problem like that before, but I mean, the main issue with drop shipping, or people point out, is that why wouldn't you just go directly to the manufacturer and order yourself?
Because a lot of people don't know about that, or they think that, for example, what we have to go through is pretty much AliExpress, right? And then at AliExpress, there's a lot of things like in Chinese. It might not be. People might think it's not safe. But if we make a website which looks legit, it looks good, right? We can. You're
making it sound like a scam, David.
No, I'm just saying that if it looks good.
We can advertise the products, and we act as like a distributor, and we take care of the customers.
So it's better customer service. So they pretty much pay for the convenience, because on AliExpress, for example, you have to buy the item and then send a message to the seller with what engraving you want. And on our website, for example, you enter it and then place the order. So some people, including me, thought it was kind of risky at the start, but then when we started ordering and stuff, we realized that it actually looks pretty good, and the engravings, work out.
The thing is, I also want to add, like, why people don't go to the manufacturer itself is because people are driven by emotions. Many people who shop online, they make a lot of impulse buys, which means essentially when they see a product they like, they're going to buy it and not search for an easier or cheaper way to obtain that product. So if you can get out your advertising and target the right people, then you're bound to convert some sales at least.
Okay, but thinking purely from the perspective of the consumer, then why? So you're hoping that people would go directly to your website and just by impulse buy there instead of making their own research and finding somewhere else.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, as David explained, it creates this sense of convenience when shopping through that
and
site.
Also trust,
because we can actually order the products ourselves, so the customers don't have to go through the process, and we provide an outlet which is safer because they can trust that we verified the products that we're selling to them.
I would rather pay a little bit more and then buy a product from a website that looks good and has good customer service, fast customer service, right? Because then I know what's going on. So I'd rather pay that extra price and go to them than go to AliExpress.
Right. So, from the time, over a year now, that you guys spent with drop shipping, if you had to recommend it to someone, what things would you say aren't good to do, or what recommendations do you have?
You mean with the business model drop?
Yeah, with drop shipping, like what products to choose, what methods to go for, what do you have to focus your time on, just that in general.
I mean, let's start off by saying I guess it's very important to have a concrete idea which you want to do, because if you go onto these huge retail sites like AliExpress, Alibaba, eBay, you're gonna get overwhelmed by the immense amount of products you see in front of you. So it's important. I guess that is the most important thing, to find actually a good product which you believe would make sales, which even you yourself would buy. Because then it's a higher chance you will convert with that.
Exactly. Another thing I would like to add is that you have to have you need to know what you're selling. You don't want to make an AliExpress 2.0 with just more expensive prices. Because a lot of things that I've actually seen when looking at other dropshipping stores to get some inspiration and stuff, it's pretty much AliExpress 2.0. They have a bunch of products, bunch of different type of products. And it's like, okay, what are these people actually selling? They're pretty much just reselling for a higher price.
Exactly what you're trying to say, David, is you need to have a niche specific store,
exactly.
I guess. Or at least in some sort of way have a bracket around your products and keep it in the same category.
Okay. And if you had to go back and you could talk to yourselves before you started, what would you say?
Ooh, tough question.
It is. I mean, maybe a piece of advice that you didn't know before starting that's valuable. It could be in general in business. anything?
All right. I guess thing we struggled a bit with was finding our audiences and where we should advertise, because we started off with doing a couple of Instagram theme pages.
Yeah, that is
Sure.
one thing I'd actually like to add, is that don't go through
Alright.
Instagram, or at least people that you don't trust, because what we found
Okay,
is that
David has a
we-
little story here. I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we did a lot of advertising through Instagram, right? We got, first of all, this was actually pretty weird, or this is how we found out later that it was not a very good idea. Is that we were basically aiming for pages with a lot of followers, right? To reach out
Sure.
to as big as an audience as possible. And basically is that some accounts already had a lot of advertisement, or if they had advertisement previously, they deleted those posts, so you
Okay.
wouldn't see it. And then we're like, okay, it's like 100, 200,000 followers, and then we sent them
DMs, and we saw that they answered, and they answered with this template which showed the prices. So like
$50 to, or like 5 posts, 35 or whatever.
Sure.
So you could tell it's like they have
They're
some
used to doing
experience.
it.
They're used to it, these DMs. And it's
Okay.
like someone's like, oh, hi, hello, yeah, we checked out your website, nothing like that. It's like, yeah, of course, and pretty much what we realized is that a lot of these followers are bots, so they're not real
Oh.
people, and they're actually, I wouldn't say fake to 100%, but a percentage of their followers are fake. So you're basically not reaching out to that many people.
Yeah, the thing is, young and naive, eager, business opportunistic guys, as we were, got blinded by the numbers, which you shouldn't be. You should obviously
Okay.
be aware of the engagement the site is having, and not just look after the numbers, because the
Exactly.
numbers in itself doesn't mean anything. Or, I mean, by numbers, I mean amount of followers. The numbers you should be looking at is the post engagements. So
Okay.
it doesn't matter if a theme page on Instagram has over 1 million followers, but they only get like couple hundred of likes, because that would obviously mean that the page isn't getting the engagement it should at the amount of followers, and it would leave us at a bad investment to advertise in their site.
Yeah, and another thing that was kind of weird, or a coincidence, I guess, or actually it wasn't, but what I noticed
Okay.
after that I reached out to maybe a couple of pages, right, like 4 or 5, then maybe we worked together with 1 or 2, let's say. After that, the day after, I refreshed.
my DMs, and I saw that it was full of messages from these other accounts.
Or do you want to promote your products? Hey, do you want
Okay,
to
so
promote
they
your
all
product?
talk to each other.
Everybody, or I don't know how it worked.
No.
They have engagement groups, I think it's called, where people at the same caliber of Instagram pages hang out, basically.
Oh,
and
I've
discuss
heard
stuff
about
like
that.
Yeah,
Is it
exactly.
like Telegram?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
heard
exactly,
about
exactly.
that when I was researching for mine.
And
Okay,
not to-
tell me about that.
Well, basically, people who do these theme pages, they keep in contact with each other, but not just that. I mean, many of these pages are actually run by the same people. So, in a sense that
Okay.
me, Boldi, I can own up to like, I don't know, 25 different Instagram theme pages.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was another thing. They were like, when I sent the DM, they responded, "Yeah, we have other pages about
Okay,
cars, about
okay.
whatever, like motivational
Exactly.
or like whatever." And they were like basically sending.
If you
like,
want to choose which one
exactly
works
and-
best for
and
your,
they stated how
your
many
own
followers
store.
they have as well. So I was like, okay, so they have multiple pages.
Okay, so shifting just a little bit now that we started with advertisement, how and what is best for a store like your guys's? What worked best for you? Because from my experience, Facebook ads and Instagram ads weren't too good for me. I probably did many things wrong with them, but the overall result wasn't too good. That, and combined with the fact that I didn't invest much in influencers and stuff like that, and pages like you said. So what was the best strategy for you guys?
Well, the thing is, you need to test many audiences. You need to know
Sure.
your target group, your demographics. So, in a sense, you need to run a lot of ads on Facebook, for instance, to find your profitable target group. So, that would actually put you back a lot of money. And in a sense, that could be a hurdle for young entrepreneurs like us. Entrepreneurs like us.
Sure.
Well, still in school. So you need to know your market and you need to know your audience. That is very important. Otherwise, you are advertising to the wrong people or non-existing people, such as bots.
So,
Exactly.
would you say that's better? A better strategy is to focus on a product that has a specific audience, or choose a product and then find the audience?
I mean,
Or it
I
doesn't
think
matter?
first of all, you need to find out the audience before you start marketing, or I think you would save money, right? Because if you could probably research like who could be the potential, customers, and I think you would save money from that. But I think you should also go out and test, for example, Facebook ads, and just reach out to different people. Reason being is that then you have a better idea. We didn't experiment with Facebook ads that much. We ran one ad. We didn't get any sales from that.
No, of course not. I mean, one ad is never going to be enough. Actually.
And then like 5
Sure.
people went and checked out our website, right? So what actually worked for us was surprisingly Instagram. And I think that the mistakes that we did is that first of all, we went to pages that had bots and stuff.
Okay.
But I think also there was a percentage that were real followers. Otherwise, we wouldn't have made any sales.
Of course.
But I think the best way that we found out later, right, is that is through Instagram, and preferably pages that don't have that many bots.
But still through those pages that advertise your store, like that, like posting directly, not ads. through
Exactly, but it
Instagram.
depends on which page, because it's not good to reach out to a page that always posts out. Like every third or fourth post is an advertisement. Even you have to do some research and just go and follow that page for a couple of days maybe to actually find out, because sometimes they delete it after 24 hours. So they don't leave it up. So if you go in and check their feed, it might look like they have a bunch of like pictures of cars or whatever, but then they delete all the advertisements.
Of course, so you need to find on Instagram a page that is not saturated, flooded with advertisement. And back to your question now, you need to be aware of both the market you're advertising in and, of course, have a product that fits into that market. But to actually find out your audience, it will take a lot of ads to
A lot of testing.
yeah, exactly, a lot of testing. Otherwise, you can't really draw a conclusion if it works or not.
Yeah, but I do believe that you can also do it through research.
Oh yeah. You need to do the research before you do the advertisement, obviously. But like running advertisement and finding a profitable audience is also research.
Yeah, but I don't think you can.
And find your actual audience right away.
Okay, nice. But guys, if you had to, okay, just to finish off with my custom engravings, from the beginning, how did it go? In the sense, did you get more sales over time? Did it fall after a while? Did it keep going? How is it now?
In the beginning, if I
No, the whole journey
No,
while
I was
running
gonna
it.
start
But
from the
okay,
beginning.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. You guys go.
So in the beginning, we were working.
So we were having these meetings, we were working on the website a lot, we were finding these products to sell, really focus on the customer experience. But yeah, then we finally started or opened the store in
Beginning of January.
December, actually, I think.
Or like 30th,
Yeah, exactly.
29th, and then we started officially paying like the first or
But yeah, it was more around February in Valentine's Day.
that is actually where we made most our sales. We actually made
So a year ago.
a year ago, and it was pretty good. Sometimes we even got 2-3 sales a day. That was the best 3 sales during a day.
Obviously, during Valentine's Day, our demographics skyrocketed. And it's still a little bit of an unknown source where our
Yeah.
customers came from. We couldn't really locate them.
Because we
the
hadn't run
essence
any
of them.
Facebook ads at
this
that time.
Yeah, exactly.
It was only in like August we ran, or July, when we ran our first Facebook ad.
Yeah, there's where the conclusion came. That
Exactly,
they came from Instagram,
exactly.
or they had to come from Instagram. Otherwise, we have no idea.
Yeah.
So we weren't really keeping track of our customers that much. So essentially, after Valentine's Day, our sales kind of flopped. And
Yeah, at that time we did check the percentage, as you could see, like Facebook and Instagram, like where your customers came from, and it was sometimes it came from Facebook, where it was actually very few clicks, but mostly it was from Instagram at that time.
Yeah.
But I don't know from what page or how that came around, but it was from Instagram.
Because the thing is, at the time, these advertisements were up on the pages. No sales came through. But a couple of days later,
Exactly.
sales started popping up.
Yeah, we were waiting like eagerly. I
Exactly,
remember when we
exactly.
put our first ad. It's like, okay,
It was up on the
Instagram page, and we're waiting as no
And
sales.
then nothing. Yeah, we were kind of disappointed. And then suddenly pop.
And what about now? How is it now? How's it going?
I mean, we quit, right?
Exactly. We shut down Microsoft.
Yeah,
sadly.
we shut down the company
Oh, wait, how long ago?
like a month ago,
Mhm.
maybe. And so it was basically a year. It was
Sure.
running, right? And then after February, it started to go down. The sales March. We got some in April, but then May and June, not really. We got like one in August, then maybe one in October,
Yeah.
and two
Okay.
in October. And then that was pretty much it.
Because my custom engravings was our adventure of starting actually and just running a business for us.
Exactly.
It was a very good testing source
Yeah,
for us.
we did
and
learn a
getting-
lot.
Yeah, getting a lot of knowledge acquired from that. But we didn't really do it that seriously. I mean,
No.
obviously, we were just doing it when we had time because
Exactly.
we were always caught up with school and stuff like that. But all in all, it was a really, really good learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I suggest that everyone should try it out at least once.
Yeah, I mean, if
If
you
you're
have
interested in
the-
business.
Yeah, of course, if you're interested in business,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're not going to get anywhere if you don't try anything.
And why did you shut down? Just because there weren't many sales,
I mean,
or
first
you
of all,
just
there
didn't
weren't
like it
that
anymore?
many sales. Second of all, we didn't have that much time, and we felt that my custom engravings, I mean, it's most likely that we get most sales in February around Valentine's Day, right?
Okay.
And I think this could be like a seasonal thing. So it's like maybe
Sure.
Well,
because some stores I know change out their products to match, certain.
the thing
like,
is, our best-selling item
time
was
of
like
year.
a custom engraved keychain, perfectly for Valentine's
No,
Day.
it was the
had
calendar.
Yeah, it's a calendar.
Yeah,
keychain.
calendar keychain, which was at Valentine's Day
Exactly.
in February.
But
But then after like summer, nobody really buys that. Only if it's like an anniversary or something like that.
yeah, exactly. And
So that's why we felt that it's not really gonna work out, And we're
Well, the
just
thing
paying
is-
it every month. The fee.
we didn't put down the work that needed to be done to be a serious business. Obviously, it was, as I said, more of a testing ground for us to play
exactly.
around, try new things, try strategies that we weren't knowledgeable of, and yeah, basically, we could have done it more seriously, obviously, but we
but-
felt like it was more of a testing ground for us, a sort of a playground, sandbox.
But we decided
type of
that
thing.
since we have this knowledge now and we've learned a lot, we both agreed upon the fact that we would perhaps maybe start something in
Yeah,
the
exactly.
future,
Sure.
and then start again with the knowledge we have.
Because
from my
I feel
custom
like
engravings.
it's a very similar story with my store. It's almost
Yeah, I feel it's
bit for bit.
this might be like a pretty common story for most like entrepreneurs
I guess it's common at least with
drop shipping.
our age
young.
and drop shipping. Because
People.
I've been posting different videos now as well. And my first different one that wasn't a podcast was about my first store, and it was very similar to yours. I think you remember, Boldi, because David kept telling you, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, my conclusion with that was that to work with drop shipping, it was mostly something that was very niche, and that it was specific target audience, like you said, and maybe would have been short-lived. and usually one product stores work better because you guys said that the keychain worked better for you guys. So you had bracelets and all.
Exactly.
I remember I even ordered one.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
You still have that?
He was our first sale. I remember Nick.
He was?
Yeah, Nick.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
See, I was always
Do you
here.
still have that?
Somewhere. I think it's in my in like a drawer.
Oh, can you show that later?
I can try to find it.
Okay.
If I find
just
it,
interested.
First time
Yeah,
we see our own
exactly.
products.
Yeah, we actually never order our
oh
products.
yeah, that's the thing. Because in the beginning I had a high. My
It's
cost.
obviously a big no-no to not see your product.
Exactly.
No, of
That's
course,
another
of
reason to
course.
why we actually shut down the store.
Yeah.
If I may add something later on.
Yeah, I feel like I had a little bit of a higher cost in the beginning because I ordered some products to try it out, but because I had no idea what to sell, I started with the phone cases, just like you said, and it was saturated. It was a bit too much, and people
Yeah.
kept saying, "Oh yeah, I can just find that somewhere else," which was true.
And another thing that I would like to add is that
That
Wait.
you forgot?
yeah, wait one sec.
I can take over.
Okay,
For the
go
time
on,
being, I was
Boldi.
just gonna
Please.
say that, the thing with you mentioned that a lot of dropshippers and young entrepreneurs face the same problem, like starting their first business and then it failing in a sense. Well, obviously.
Careful with the microphone. Just
Oh,
Okay.
my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
As I was
keep
saying,
going, keep going.
Yeah. Well, in life, I mean, most big entrepreneurs have failed like numerous times, and you need to fail to actually learn something because you only learn through failure, and so that is a very important step of your career to actually go out there and try something. 'Cause yeah, that's the only way you're really going to learn, by putting yourself out there in that position where you have to do something.
So now I remember. I just want to add one thing.
go on
One
before I
thing that was my goal for because I've always been interested in business and stuff. I've just never started something, but my actual goal was or that if I ship out a product, for example, it's like I ship it out to you, Nick, right? Then I want to be in control of that product. I know before I send it out, I know the quality is up to
speed, and I trust this product, and I can make sure that the customer can be satisfied with this product.
happy with the quality and the overall experience. And I felt that since dropshipping, basically we're skipping the middleman.
Sure.
So basically we didn't really have control over how the package looked like, what the quality was. And another mistake we did was not ordering the product. We had no idea what we were shipping out.
Yeah, exactly. We were just skipping next.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's another thing that I wasn't really proud. I didn't even really know what I was shipping out.
Yeah.
So that was another reason to why we shut it down.
I feel like that's the same with me. That's why I started doing the shirts, right? I didn't want to have the same thing. It was like from any place you could just buy the same product. I wanted to have my own brand on it.
And what I saw also what you were doing, you were adding tags and stuff.
So with the contact information and Instagram and all this on the tag,
You're also in control when you send it out. They have a cool tag. They see
Definitely.
the contact
Definitely.
information, which they probably wouldn't add in Pakistan or for the manufacturer.
That's just branding it. It's in a sense like creating an own brand.
Yeah,
That is
Yeah.
and it looks
really
cooler
important,
as well.
Yeah, I want to just get back to what Boldi was talking about failure. And I totally agree with that. I feel like I'd much rather have failed with this now as opposed to later as well, because then now I'm comfortable. Now I don't have any problem. I didn't waste my own savings or my whole savings account, anything like that. But I feel like if you have the means, failing can bring you really far, because then now I know that I know so much more, and I've grown as a person, at least personally.
I mean,
Of course. And I just want to touch on the word failure. It's such a loaded word. Sounds
Yeah.
so negative, but I wouldn't say this is a failure, actually. I mean, we...
No, exactly.
even
That's
the
the point.
overall
Yeah,
experience isn't actually a failure.
I mean, if in
It's
our
a
sense,
bonus.
it's a success.
Yeah, Same. I mean, I remember in the beginning for me, I kept telling myself, just convincing myself as well, that I didn't want to do something just for like financial success, whatever. I wanted to learn from it. I wanted to gather experience. That was the main goal, and I feel like I succeeded with that. I believe it was also your guys' goal.
Exactly.
So,
Totally agree.
That's the point.
No,
Okay,
but
young and naive, wanted to make money, obviously, but
of course.
with that came knowledge. And
Yeah, but we're also thinking that the money we make.
We can reinvest into the store and make it grow. Yeah, that's right.
both the company and yourself.
Yeah. Last question. I just want to know from the beginning to now, what has changed from your guys' perception to what business and to what entrepreneuring is, and how you approach it now. So next time that you do something, what's going to be different? What have you learned? All of that. Maybe you can summarize it for us.
Obviously, you're not going to make money overnight, as many of these YouTubers
Yeah,
promise.
that's a
Like,
big thing.
If you're young and eager to make money, business isn't the right way for you. Maybe you should go out and buy a lottery ticket, because otherwise you won't be able to make money overnight. It's a pretty long and hard process to be able to get to the point where you're actually making money from it.
It's a long-term thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Patience.
Patience is key.
It is.
And hard work, obviously, because without hard
Definitely.
work, even if you have patience, you're not going to get anywhere. So you need to invest both your time and I guess money as well into the business, but mostly time to make something work.
Definitely. Well, that's a good message. Guys, thank you for joining me. This was awesome. Long time coming.
Yeah,
Thank you, Boldi.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks again, David.
of course.
And guys, I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.